We're going to be talking about this generation, the ninth generation. I think the seventh generation was basically consoles that were unreliable. Eighth generation were broken games and can't connect or just unreliable software. But this generation has been such a the issues. Well, it can be able to do the chip shortages and the thing of shortages that's causing shortages of consoles, and we've seen that. This is my Xbox Series X. I managed to get this on launch date here. I just was able to get my PS5 in through Walmart, but I think for those of you who just didn't manage to get their systems in here, and they're being frustrated because you go to Target, Walmart, or whatever it is to get your Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, or whatever it is, and they couldn't get it. Walmart card empties out. I think the angry person or whatever it is here, he says Xbox no or whatever it is here. But people are, I like that video such a lot here because he had a good show over here. But yeah, chip shortages, there's a shortage of the systems here. But I think that Microsoft and Sony can do it better. Now, when it comes to when Microsoft releases the Xbox Next or whatever it's going to be called here, it was the Xbox, then the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One, and finally this Xbox Series X. And look at it, this thing's a tank. The Xbox 360 is basically a tank. I mean, this thing is huge, and even the digital version's huge. Now the digital editions of these consoles, well, I only would get the digital edition if it was kind of like the caliber of the Nintendo Switch or the GPD Win. That I could be able to handle digital informations. But here's what Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo should do on the next on a generation after these ones here. The next time when you're facing these things when the launch here with the shortages, they should launch it in phases. First things first, they should not release it to retailers for a time later. Once these dedicated fans are gotten their systems first here. Phase one should be a Sony's PlayStation account with a PlayStation Plus that was active for at least 3 years, or for Microsoft size with Xbox Live Gold for 3 years. These would be the two primary consoles first. Then you can go into the Microsoft. They have a queuing system as well. These will be the first people to get their next systems. The next system is a PSN account active for at least 3 years, and you've been active since there. Or a Microsoft account that you have actively used for a certain amount of time for the past 3 years. These would be kind of phase 2 of the system here. Phase 3 would be a Microsoft or a Sony account that's been active for a month. So, okay, you are just coming in here, then these people will be the next in line. Then phase 4 is that basically anyone can join in via Microsoft or Sony's PSN online like that here. So each phase will be 3 or 4 or 5 months, depending on the percentage of percentage of these invites who are interested in getting a PlayStation that they were going to be getting, and it has to be a lot of these phase in the group people that fulfilled that got into their systems first before going to the next phase, the next phase, the next phase. I don't believe that retailers should get the consoles for at least maybe a year or so, depending on how much demand there is like that. And even that, they should have a queuing system to get your console. The other flaw that I have with Sony, yeah, I tried to got in here, but another person in my house with the same address, got their system, so I couldn't get it. I have to say that, my Sony or Microsoft here, it should be one console per Prime account, not by address, because it's especially for apartments like this here, that could be a problem for them. So it should be one console per account, per primary account, not by not by household here. So I can still get my system, my other person can still get the system here at the same time. But at the same time, they can still squeeze away the bots here. And also Sony and Microsoft could have a system here too, so that everyone can also have a chance to get a console. Yeah, at the same time stamp out those scalpers and stuff here. So I have to say, 7th generation. I know it's a shortage. I know it's a chip shortage causing a shortage of this here. I was just lucky to get this console at launch, but I think we need to do better for the next system so we don't have to go through this again when I get the Xbox, whatever next system's called, and the PlayStation 6. So, yeah, JD out. And so I have to say,